Nancy. And I'm gonna just admit this person first. I think her name is Daphne.
Daphne. Oh, okay, great.
Yeah, I think that is Daphne.
All right. So are we recording?
We
Yes.
are recording, yeah.
Wonderful. Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the regularly scheduled September meeting of the Parking Commission for the Town of New Canaan. And I'd like to call the meeting to order. First order of business would be to approve the minutes that Mr. Carl put together for us from last month. And does anybody have any comments on these minutes, or can I get a motion to approve?
I move to approve the minutes.
Great, John, thank you. And second, super. Who was that? Was that Marley? Yeah, okay, great. All right, so that's that. We are approved. Looks like we have some appeals here on the agenda, and that one of our appellates has joined the call. So why don't we jump right into that? I can only see a phone number here on the Zoom recording, so.
Yeah, you might just be on the phone. Daphne, is that you?
Yes, it is me.
Okay.
I'm at work. I'm sorry. That's why I have to do Zoom.
Okay, great. Well, thanks for
That's
taking
fine.
the time.
Thank you.
All right, so I see that in your explanation, this was at the Millport Avenue parking on the grass, which is not allowed. And that you mentioned that there were 4 cars placed in the same place and you were the only person to get a ticket. And that is simply because we can't ticket people who were parked there previously when the patrol officers did not have a chance to see that. We do patrol that area regularly, and I think Stacy can also add a little bit more information about this, as she's a little bit more familiar with the situation there. But there have been ongoing complaints of people parking in that area, which has necessitated, ongoing patrol of the area. And it is part of the patrol that happens in the afternoons, excuse me. And your car was there, so in an illegal spot.
Well, if I may say something, first of all, that's not the first time I parked my car here. Second of all, I still seeing people parking there and they don't have no ticket. I've been living in the town for 10 years. This is the first time that happened to me. I never heard about it. They don't want people to park on the grass or anything. And there is no sign, nothing at all.
Stacy, do you want to add anything about what you had mentioned in the materials that were distributed before the meeting, please?
Absolutely. So what happens is that parking on the grass, as Nancy said, is illegal. And we do patrol that area, and so does the police. Our selectmen had gotten several complaints by people who go to Millport Park and see people parking on the grass all the time. So she brought it to my attention, and my understanding is to the police department, because it's happening at all times of the day, and sometimes we're not around when it happens in the evening. But since that complaint came to us, the officers are going out in the morning, and unfortunately, who has ever parked on the grass, okay, again, illegal parking, not supposed to be, because you're actually jumping a curb to get into that parking spot, so you know that it is not a parking spot, will be getting ticketed. It is just what is happening now. We are patrolling the area a little bit more frequently, so if you have not been getting tickets in the past, you've gotten very lucky, and you should be, it was a good thing that you didn't in the past. Unfortunately, this time you did get caught there, and I just actually.
Yeah, but I'm not the only one that does it. I'm not the only one that does it. A lot of people
and I understand that, I understand that. You might not be the only one that does it, but as Nancy mentioned,
So I'm
earlier,
the unfortunate one that get it a ticket.
at the time, you were the only one there, so yes. I just had a gentleman come in today who was ticketed a few days after you. I don't know if he was the only one there, but he got a ticket for the same reason, and he paid it. Okay, people are paying those tickets because they know they're not supposed to be parking on the grass. If we see other vehicles there, we're not just gonna ticket one. We're gonna ticket everybody who is parked on the grass illegally.
So
And
literally, so what people on Millport, literally what people on Millport Avenue supposed to do, because they have some walking truck on the side of the street that people can't park anywhere. So basically, there's no place to park. What are we supposed to do?
That is something you're gonna have to take up with the Millport Apartments. I understand that there is an issue with parking over there. There's more residents that have cars than there are spaces, but that has nothing to do with where you're parking. You have to park legally. If there's not enough spaces, it doesn't mean that you're allowed to just create your own. Okay, it is my understanding that Millport is having an issue with too many vehicles because residents have more cars than the spaces that are allowed. But you will have to find alternate means to park legally. Parking on the grass is not one of those options. Not any longer, people are complaining.
Can I ask a question? In
I
the
didn't
pho-
expect to get anything out of that meeting anyway.
I'm sorry, could you repeat that, please? I didn't understand. I didn't quite
No,
hear you.
I said I didn't expect that anything out of that meeting, because this is so ridiculous, because there's no sign. You don't say anything, because the sign that they put, the sign that people should not be parked on the grass, was the one caused by the lake. So there's no sign, nothing. So when you finish working at 11 o'clock at night, 12 o'clock at night, you got home, so you find a place to park. You just park.
But ma'am, you are jumping the curb to park on the grass. If there was an indentation, that would indicate that you can go up there, but there is no indication, there is no drive to let you know that that is a legal parking spot. It's the grass and there's curbing there and you're literally jumping the curb to park in that area. I'm sorry, John had a
But the
question.
one across the lake, they put a sign, yes, people can park there. For this sign, but yet again, it's a problem.
In the photograph, there is a signpost near the car, but we can't see what the sign says on that signpost. Do you
There's
know?
no sign. There's no sign there. The one that has a sign is the one across by the lake. People used to park there. They have stop people. But that one, the one that I parked across the building, there's no sign, nothing. And it's not the first time everybody parked there.
I think I'd like to point out that if there's a curb there, and I'm looking in the picture, there's a good sized curb there.
Granite.
Like, I don't even
Granite
think I would have that with my car. Then there shouldn't need to be a no parking sign. I mean, that would be putting no parking signs everywhere then. I mean, the curb is an implicit indication that this is not an entryway onto the grass.
All right, well, the way we
Actually, can I ask Daphne a question too? Did Millport like send you guys like correspondence saying that like you're not supposed to park in the grass or put like paper signs in your car letting you know?
I mean, they don't say anything. They don't say anything about it. Sometimes when I got fucking morning. So I'm looking at the hospital. When I get home, unfortunately, wherever I can find something to, I just want to get to bed. So that's how that's happened to me. But somebody spot. I'm like, I'm not gonna argue nobody. I'm just gonna park. Wherever I can find a parking, I just park there. And
Yeah.
this is not the first time. That's what's getting me the most because that's not the first time. And I was not the first car, only car there. That's why I'm fighting that. That's why I'm kind of like upset because if it was everybody that had a car there, I would not mind. I said, you know what, we won't. But why was it just me specifically that had the ticket? That's what I don't understand. I
Again,
feel like that was pointed at.
What
the
day
only
was
reason,
That's how I feel.
again, the only reason,
For 10 years, 10 years I've been living in that apartment since they just built. Almost 10 years there. First time in my life.
how long have you been parking there?
And you can look at my record. You can look at my record. I don't get ticket like that.
Yeah, I mean, I
Okay.
do have to say, I do have to say,
I'm a safe driver, I could say. So this is touching me because I feel like I don't know what it is. I feel like something personal. What's going on? Why 4 cars at the same spot and I'm the only one that got the ticket? No, some of them got the ticket on my car. That's still car there at the spot.
ma'am, it's not personal.
I was very unlucky
Yeah.
that day.
You were the only one parking there. Again, a gentleman today came in for the same reason. It is not personal because it's a car. We don't know who the car belongs to. We are ticketing a vehicle, not a person. So it can't be personal.
It was at 10:28 a.m. All right, well, again, Ms. LeGrand, the way we manage this as a commission is that we hear the comments that you had to make, and then we move through our agenda and we will discuss it at the end of the meeting. So if you don't have anything else to add to your comments this evening, then we'll move forward with the rest of our meeting, and Stacy will inform you of our decision tomorrow or via email. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. Okay.
Stacy, I have a question. What does the town have any sort of dialogue with Millport? Because if indeed there's, all the parking spaces are full, I'm wondering what do they do,
Right.
To my knowledge, I think, and I can't be sure, but I do have the understanding that maybe Millport has reached out to the town to see if they can create more parking. I don't know where that stands now, but what I believe is happening there is that they made enough spaces for the residents in the building in the area. However, some of the residents now have other people maybe staying with them that also have vehicles. And it was not built, there's not enough spaces for those additional people. So there is space on Millport Avenue, but just not enough to handle the overflow.
yeah, I think it's one space per unit.
I
And there's
believe so.
not many guest spots or extra spots for each unit. And it's been like progressively getting worse, like in Millport, in terms of like the amount of spaces that have been taken up on actual Millport Ave. I just drove down there today and every single spot in front of Mill Pond was also taken.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like, it's not just like they're parking there to get close to the building. There's literally just no parking around there at all.
Right, and unfortunately, I don't know what they're doing I don't know if there's even any room to expand. But I think that's what's happening. There's not enough guest spaces, there's more people with cars that are in those apartments, so.
It almost sounds like they're going to have to figure it out, like, assign parking spaces. I don't know if they're assigned.
They already are assigned. It's one. It's
So does
one.
this woman have a parking space and
Yeah,
somebody?
well, she probably has it's like maybe her and like her roommate or husband or something. And if they both have a car, then You have to figure it out.
There's
And with what, like 100 units there?
around the corner on Lakeview,
Mm-hmm,
there's a lot that they ran the water main.
Yeah.
down.
yeah,
Is that town property?
yeah, I believe so, I believe so, I don't think they want vehicles in there. So, but I do think from what I've been hearing that they might have reached out to the town. Where it stands as far as more parking, I don't know, but you know, we have to just handle the complaints that, you know, people are bringing this way for people parking on the grass and, you know, around the pond, and
And
I'm not happy about it.
would
I
it
mean,
be-
it's not just the curb, there's a sidewalk there too that you're going over. I mean, it's like this,
Right.
it's like this, it's like
Right.
the Starbucks ticket from, you know, a few months ago or a year ago or whatever. It's like everybody does it and I'm the one who got ticketed, but there's still
Yeah.
a sidewalk there, right? I mean, you can't,
Right,
like,
Yeah.
right.
I mean, if you look at the Google Maps, the street view of Millport Ave, it's literally just filled with people parked there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, right.
And especially
Yeah.
after hours, you know, like when people come home from work, during the day, it might not be terrible, but, you know, later in the day, that's when it gets filled up, that when everyone comes home.
And
So,
And, you know, I think
Millport is
right-
owned by town too, right? So like,
I'm
is there any like dialogue with like Millport saying like, please put like paper out on people's like things
Right.
at night and like try and avoid tickets and versus just like doing enforcement first?
do you mean, is Millport letting the residents know?
No, yeah, exactly. Like through like an email blast or like through like actually putting pieces of paper saying like, please don't park on the grass here. This is you will be ticketed or like enforcement will start soon. Like,
I don't know, I don't know what Millport is doing to let their residents know. Like I said, I know the selectmen did just get a complaint by other town residents about, you know, that people parking all over the grass there. You know, again, we don't know if it's only just Millport residents, it could be anybody. So, but it's pretty clear, you know, again, that they're jumping the curb. And even though people do it, they shouldn't be. And unfortunately, this young lady was
Right, and
there, went down
they
the
have to
street.
go up their own chain of command to petition a change, especially, you know, I think the answer is what we're doing is we're cracking down on it, we're going to start ticketing it, and something's going to have to give.
And that's what eventually happens, you know, it gets to a point where it's overwhelming and people start complaining, and then the enforcement starts, and then the people who have been, it's been okay for a bit, and now it's not.
You know, especially, I don't know what the lighting is there, but you don't want people driving across a sidewalk in the dark, especially as the winter months approach, where people could be walking with dark clothes. You know, it's just a recipe for a disaster.
Is there, do you know whether there are any laws or ordinances that mandate that signs like have to be on the standard that's like 10 feet high or anything? Because there's like there's a wooden fence that protects against falling into this creek there. And it seems like it wouldn't be hard to put a, you know, an unobtrusive sign, but nevertheless one that could be seen by people that says, you know, parking not permitted on the grass.
I still say, why do that when there's a curb there? I mean, we could put signs all over town then, you know? I mean, I know we're trying to fix the situation, but I think that ticketing is going to fix the situation.
Right, but I also think that there's got to be some communication from whomever it is that manages those apartments. And they should, you know, they should also figure out what they're going to do if they've got all these residents with extra cars or guests or something. You know, they've got to communicate with the residents that are being that are living there, you know, exactly what the parking situation is. And enforce it themselves as well, you know, because we can continue to ticket and continue to monitor the situation, but you know, if there are several people parking there every day, they've got to do their part in communicating it to the residents.
I mean, that situation is not unique to, like, every apartment building has that problem, or many, many, many of them do, right? People have more than one car, they have guests, they have people coming in, so what do other buildings do to do that, you know, in the area? Like, but
Is
again,
one
that's
space
their problem to figure out.
I'm sorry?
What's that?
Is one space per unit typical? That doesn't seem reasonable.
Heritage is like that.
Yeah,
Is that right?
Hmm.
And then what do they do over there?
We have guests, we have a few, we have like, I think on the north side, we have like 10 guest spots and then the street. But you can't really park there during the day. Well, you're not supposed to, but it's also not really enforced.
Right. Well, and do we know, I mean, are they parking there?
But
They're
that's
parking there?
legal parking still, Kevin. You know, it's not like you're people jumping a curb on, and you're talking,
Yeah.
you know, they are parking, you know.
I mean, there's also people who park in the fire zone too, which is kind of frowned upon. The Heritage tries to write like
Well,
letters on people and emails, but people kind of park wherever they want to park to a certain extent.
And that's the fire zone in the lots itself. Yeah, unfortunately, we can't go in there, it's private
Yeah.
parking. So. But to your question, John, it's something that I could ask Public Works, because I do know that there's state ordinances. Indicating like how high signs should be and where they should be placed and things like that. So I can certainly find out in regards to that.
I mean, I wouldn't advocate putting another no parking sign along the road, because I
Right.
just don't know if that would matter, but if there was like one that was one sign, not a gigantic sign, that
Mhm.
was as unobtrusive as it could be, so that you can enjoy the park. As a person, I used to walk my dog in that exact spot. But that people could know, like, no, it's not okay.
It's a problem.
Then, you know, it kind of gets to Kevin's point of like, is there a way to solve this with not with the stick instead of, you know, having
Right.
front end communication.
It is something for me I will look into and do some.
What's the closest municipal lot to that?
To Millport Municipal,
It's a long way away.
that's a long way.
Yeah.
That's
Not
why
that
I was
reasonably.
asking, there's a vacant area that's used.
Right, that's down,
Right next to that end of the Lakeview Cemetery.
Yeah. Across from Avalon.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
across from that.
I think they use that. I mean, again, I could ask, but I think that is used for,
Would have to be, it would have to be paved and stuff.
yeah, you know, to see, I don't know, what's the right word?
Yeah, I think that was like that was like holding construction vehicles like before
Right,
they did the water stuff, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Forgetting, but there was a reason that area, is left open, you know,
they've
I
been,
just can't recall it.
they've been using it as a staging area for the aquarium water main project.
And maybe if that's finished eventually or something, but again, I think Millport, when they built it, either underestimated or more people are there than really should be with vehicles, and this is what's causing part of the issue. But you know, I will see about a sign and ask Public Works and see what we can do about that. But we just still have to, you know, word will get around eventually too. But we still just have to be out there patrolling.
Is Mr. Nicoforides here?
He was supposed to show up. That's why I asked if
Yeah, the front door was open when I came in.
yeah, so, I did call him this morning and to confirm, and he said he was supposed to show up. Here, so, but. Obviously. He has not. So.
Should we
Ian, you
defer
Well, in that case,
until the agenda and give him a chance in case he's late?
Sure. I can,
Yeah.
I can do my manager's report, let you know, and then you can circle back to Daphne, and then we can finish, give him a few more minutes.
great.
Basically, just to kind of,
That's fine.
I'm sorry, ooh, did we lose Marley? She's still there. 1 second.
She's still connected. I just think she just went off camera for a moment.
There she is.
Sorry, I'm here. I have to get in the car in a minute, so I just went off
No,
camera, but I'm here,
no
I'm listening.
That's okay.
Sorry.
Just to give you a final update, renewals officially ended yesterday. Okay, we've got just about everybody who, I can't say everybody, because I got 6 people that walked in today, 1 day late. No matter what I seem to do, we can't seem to get everybody renewed on time. But and I do have 1 email that I saw of another person, but I will say that this year, for the first time in a number of years, that everything seemed to go very smoothly. And we renewed just most of everybody for our lots, so that was a good thing, started off a little rocky. But I was able to listen to everybody that gave me some advice last year on what was needed, to just keep reminding people, and I followed everyone's advice. Emails, letters, post emails, reminders, and everything went out. So I think that was extremely helpful. But again, we still unfortunately have a few stragglers that are starting to come this way. But other than that, that is we're officially finished. So let's just say, other than our late people coming in. And again, the initiative is moving along. Don't wanna narrow down a date or anything, but I can tell you that the machines were supposed to be on their way first week in September, though I haven't got a concrete date exactly when they're gonna be delivered. But we're still working to get communication out there, get all the business owners informed, people informed, and it's moving along. It's a process, but it's moving along, and
Any,
it's in a good way.
any updates on the timing for repaving the Park Street lot?
Not at this moment, but in October, I'm gonna ask Tiger and Marie to come to the meeting if they have some more updates for you. And to let you guys know what's going on there. So, but I haven't heard any change just yet. And or about the switchback.
Yeah, they need to follow up on how that's gonna work.
Yeah.
And then, have you, I saw the graphic, that was circulated in the New Canaanite and social media and stuff that showed the new parking configurations, what have you. Is it also on the website?
Not on parking's website. I haven't gone to Public Works or anything like that, so I can't answer to that. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I would urge that, we get put online as
Okay.
many places as possible, just so that, it doesn't come as a huge surprise the day those things go in. And also, as part of that communication plan, that when you get when you get the equipment in, it might make sense to, put an item, if Mike would do it, just to outline the schedule. In
Absolutely.
Right,
Yeah,
and-
we're going
yeah.
to, as soon as we get concrete dates. As soon as we get any time of concrete dates, we're gonna start putting that out there.
Okay,
Well, no, absolutely, like it's been said since this started, communication is key. And we are top of the communications, believe me, we're always having meetings. Make sure signage is correct, make sure communication is correct.
right.
So, we just need a little bit more of a concrete time period.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
once
even
we
those,
get that, we'll start putting that out there.
I get the texts, the DPW texts, which I've been getting all summer. Those are very helpful. So I would hope he would also use that channel as well to communicate it.
Yeah, absolutely, and I don't know if you know, but that was very helpful with the renewals that I have set up a parking alert also, so if anyone wants to join, we will put that out there too, as soon as we start moving forward with this a little bit more, that's gonna be on the parking alert. You know, I think people are gonna get bombarded by everything, but at least we'll get it out there.
Yeah, that's crucial for sure. All right, well, do you have anything else to report, Stacy?
Nope, just in the summer and beginning where we're busy in the lots, as Katie said earlier. Looks like everybody is back. Usually September will beef up a little bit and then we'll slowly start dying down again, but it's been busy out there, so we're gonna keep an eye on that too. Small wait list, we'll see who we can get in there. And that's really about it.
Okay. Well, do we, I think, I can't pronounce his last name, Nikiforides. Mr. Nikiforides has not appeared, and I believe we discussed some time ago that we don't adjudicate tickets where the appellate does not appear. So we can table that, and uphold that ticket. And then circle back to Ms. Legrand and the issue at Millport Avenue. So I invite any questions or comments.
But just before we move on, so we're gonna, just to confirm, 5 to uphold the ticket for Mr. Nikki Forides,
Yeah.
correct?
Should we vote on that actually, or?
Yeah, I would move in accordance with the previously adopted procedure that because Mr. Nikiforides chose not to attend the meeting, he's waived his appeal and that we uphold the ticket.
Correct.
Second.
Aye.
Wonderful. So we all approve to
Morley
uphold.
upholds. Sorry, you can't see me raising my hand, but I am legally, carefully.
Motion. All right.
I also, yeah. Well, okay, I have a comment, but I'll make it later.
Oh.
Yeah. All right, so to the issue of Ms. Legrand, you know, I think that my opinion is obviously the curb and the sidewalk is a pretty big clue, right? That you're not supposed to park there. So with that said,
I would say, I mean, I used to walk my dog there at night and it's very common for people to park there. So I think what the appellant has said is, I've seen it in practice, but that doesn't mean that I ever thought that it was a parking place. And so when Ms. Legrand says that people do it all the time, I understand that. I think that that's probably true. And if it doesn't say no parking, I don't think that's necessarily necessary because, as you say, Nancy, you have to really work at it to get up the curb since it's one of our granite curbs.
it's a right angled granite curb. You could pop a tire.
So but I think it might make sense to take to heart that, a sign, if it could be unobtrusive, because it is a park or adjacent to one, might be helpful for the future.
I agree. But it wouldn't be the town of New Canaan, wouldn't it be Millport, the people who own and operate Millport?
I think it is the town of New Canaan, right?
No, the pond is the town, so it's going to
Okay.
be from the
It'd
town.
be- Okay,
But even Millport,
It's kind of across the street from the Millport Park.
Right.
and
Yeah, I'm
isn't
not that
Millport
far.
basically run through the town of New Canaan? To a certain extent?
I have no idea.
I don't know how that housing works. I don't think it is totally through the town of New Canaan.
They've got to
So,
have some full facilities management point person regardless, you know, so I think a conversation with whomever that person is, urging them to communicate with their residents would be, you know, a very logical thing to do.
I can reach out to them as well.
I
And
think
as far as signage goes, that would be the town because it is across the street from.
It
the
does fall
apartment.
under the housing authority in town. Like if you Google it, it takes you to the
Yeah,
New Canaan
just
Housing
did, yeah.
Authority.
Yeah, so it's the New Canaan Housing Authority, who manages that. So
Yeah.
we should, yeah, communicate with them. The manager on site, there's a website.
There is a manager, yeah, that oversees the apartment.
Westmount Management. Westmount Management must be an outsourced management company. So I think we should communicate with them and tell them that, you know, we've had several complaints, that the first selectman has been listening to them, and we have increased our patrol and ticketing of the area, and to please communicate that to your residents.
I agree. And I
Yeah.
think we would do that with any, anyone who was, you know, their overflow parking was affecting other areas of the town, as we would say, hey,
Right.
such and such organization, you need to get a handle on this.
Agree. Even if it were like a private entity, I think we would,
Right.
as a courtesy, reach out to them and say, hey, like,
Right. If it was like all of a sudden you had people from the View parking on Park Street and all over the place, you know.
Yeah, or like at St. Aloysius, you know?
Exactly, you know, that other big, you know, complex with the big Dutch roofs, whatever, behind St. A's there, I don't know what they're called, but if that was the case where we had overflow parking from there, you know, we would communicate with them.
I'll reach out.
Is that something you will handle then, Stacy, please?
I will reach out. Yep, I will.
Great. I've
And
got the email
with-
address of this person here. I can shoot that to you.
Yeah, and I can get it and find out and
Okay.
not worry. We'll get that communication out there.
So with that said, how are we going to vote in the case of Ms. Legrand's ticket?
I vote to uphold.
I'm uphold.
I agree.
Yeah. I think I'm avoid. 'Cause I don't. It feels weird that like they've been doing it for so long, and yes, it's against the rules, but like I feel like there should have been like a blast. I don't know, maybe in town or like to everyone. Everyone should have been clear that like there's no parking there. Maybe they could have put like there's so many different things they could have done before starting a ticket.
But we did a sudden crackdown on the town hall parking, and just all of a sudden, they got
That's
tickets.
true. That's true.
And I think
Yeah.
if people are coming in and paying them, it's not fair to them. That, you know, Stacy said that there's been people like, you know, if they read that in the paper, you know, I would feel bad for
Yeah,
them.
that's true. Yeah.
I understand where you're coming from, Kevin, because
I totally understand where you're coming from. I totally 100%. I want to say that also.
But on the other hand, I just feel like many appeals raise very similar issues, which are, you know, this is a lot of people are doing this and I got caught and it's not fair.
Mhm.
I think that does seem unfair when you're the person that gets caught, but just because everybody is parking someplace you're not supposed to park doesn't mean that that's a parking space. So I'm gonna vote to uphold.
All right, so
Yeah.
just for clarity, are we unanimous or are we with one voting to?
Yeah, we can be. I'll be unanimous.
Yeah, you don't have to change your vote.
No, it's fine.
Let's just please not talk about it
It-
for an hour.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed that one.
Yeah.
Good one.
Anyhow, well, I guess that's it then.
So we got 5 to uphold.
Yep.
Correct? Okay. All right. So
So
yeah,
there being no other items on the agenda or in discussion, I then will ask for a motion to conclude tonight's meeting of the Parking Commission.
I make a motion to conclude the meeting.
Second,
Thank you. Perfect.
wonderful.
Wonderful.
I.
Aye, aye, aye. Yeah, all right. Well, it's 7:41 PM and I am calling this meeting adjourned. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
thanks,
Stay
y'all.
safe.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.